name is Marc Olsen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of BackgammonGalaxy.com. And I'm also the main organizer of the Backgammon World Championship. I'm also a grandmaster, and I wrote 5 books on backgammon, so I would still say I'm also a very high-level player, probably in the top rank in the world. I started when I was 18. I was a soccer player. I had a pretty serious injury. I was out for 2 years, and I started playing poker online because that was right around the time of the poker boom. I was quite good at it. Seemed rather easy actually to win money in poker at that time. And I started getting some friends who were playing poker, and in Copenhagen, my home city, it's actually, I would say, probably the capital of backgammon, at least at the high level. So it didn't take long before I started meeting backgammon players as well, because it's kind of the same community. The very first tournament I went to, I made it all the way to the final, and I played against all these great players. And I was lucky, I went all the way to the final. So that was like more fun when you win. You always get lucky in your first tournament. Backgammon just took over all my time playing, and it's kind of poker phased out. I didn't really play it much. The game didn't speak to me as much as backgammon. I don't know what it is. Backgammon Galaxy was an idea that me and Sander Lylov had about 5-6 years ago. We didn't do any market research. We created Backgammon Galaxy from our own demand. Me and Sander, basically, we needed a good backgammon site to play on, right? And we were kind of amazed that we didn't really have any. Because we had the technical knowledge and the economic resources to try to go at it, we basically created the first version of Backgammon Galaxy, which was a prototype. After a year or two, we realized that we didn't really make any money, so we had to now articulate a business plan. And that's when we started building the new and current version of Backgammon Galaxy. Then many doors opened up, and we realized that, wow, this business could even be better than we first imagined. It's just a matter of trying to succeed and get those quantities of players into the app. So that's what we're trying to do now. If you look at how big the current competition community is, like all the players in the world who know strategy, who can participate in a tournament, I would say that's probably around 50,000 players. But if you look at how many players there are playing casually, we're talking about hundreds of millions of players, right? So it's a tremendous ratio of serious players versus casual players. So right now we gained the dominant position in the segment of competition players. They like Backgammon Galaxy, they play in our app, they play on our website. But we're completely unknown to all the casual players out there. They don't know backgammon is a strategy game that's competed at the World Championship, that you can get a rating, you can analyze your games, you can actually improve, which I think is a lot of fun. Next goal is 1 million users, and currently we're only at around 100,000. And after that, 10 million users. So we have big ambitions, and we're still early on, but so far so good. The good things about us buying the World Championship is the synergy between the online world and the live world. Because we already have the biggest website for backgammon, which means we can do targeted marketing for the tournament. And I think that's why the tournament has grown so much over the last 3 years. And then we get a bigger turnout to the tournament, and that's great for everybody because the World Championship is taken to another level. I hope at some point we can ignite some sort of exponential growth. Most likely it's going to require a clever marketing strategy. So we could go from like 250 players, 300, 1,000 players, 2,000 players. But I think the only way to do that is to grow the Backgammon Galaxy app. So that's my goal for growing. I think it goes through the digital world first to then grow the live scene of backgammon. I think it's very hard to do it the other way around. At a tournament like this, everybody are friends, you know, unless you get into a conflict, and sometimes there are sore losers, but for the most part, everybody are friends. It's part of your tribe, you know. You're friends with these people, and people come from all walks of life, all different places on Earth. We have a really good thing going here in Monaco, and I don't expect us to move the World Championship. I expect us to be here 10, 20 years from now, to be honest. One of the great things about backgammon is exactly the social aspect. I would have probably made more money in poker if I had pursued it, but it wouldn't have given me the life and the opportunities and the friendships that I have now. Because it's really valuable if you can become one of the best in your field in the world at something, whatever it is, then you're interesting to people, right? Because you have something to give. So I think it's more valuable to truly excel at something and become the best in your field than just do whatever average career you could find. It's difficult to have truly great aspirations for backgammon if you're not committed full time. So for me, my personal aspirations is to stay in this top 10, top 15 range. It's going to be very difficult to get into the top 5 because it requires a lot of time studying. And I think that's translated into becoming a backgammon author, because basically I just take my study material and then I just write the text, like the conclusions that I derive, and I put it into books. Also doing the YouTube channel, I kind of have to stay sharp. It's all integrated in the business. I have to be good at backgammon. Backgammon can do so many things, and I see backgammon as probably the most inclusive game in the world, actually. You can play it everywhere. You can play it on the street, you can play it in a club, you can play it in a casino, you can play it in a nightclub, you can play it at a big tournament. All of it is legit, all of it is real, all of it is good. I think everybody can play it. It doesn't matter. It's a game, right? And it's a game of chance even. Of course, a game of probability and strategy, but it's just a game. It's inclusive. Anybody can play. It's definitely a social game. It's definitely a game of chance because you play with the dice, but it's definitely also a skill game because if you don't have skill, you will lose. And the more skill you have, the more you win. Backgammon could even be more complicated than chess. It's so complex because when we go out to like the 6th or the 7th turn in the future, we get beyond the horizon of what is even computationable. It's impossible to compute. There's too many positions. So in that sense, it is more complicated than chess. Chess is easier to compute actually, to brute force it. It's just that people think it's less complicated because they get confused about the noise of the dice, because the game has randomness to it. I think backgammon is sitting right there between chess and poker. It has very much a little bit the same. I think branding-wise, it's a little bit more stylish, more flashy, a little bit more James Bond. What skills in backgammon? You need to have a bit of memory. That helps. If you have a poor memory, you have a handicap. Having a good memory is really useful. Then it helps to be above average IQ-wise. The faster your neurons are firing, the easier it is. But it's not really a requirement. You don't have to have particularly high IQ to become good at it, but it helps. You need to have some pattern recognition, which most people does have, but some are more talented than others. And then you gotta have the right attitude. Like you have to be humble. You have to be able to accept that you're gonna make mistakes and learn from them. If you never learn from your mistakes, you're never gonna improve. So I think that type of personality is rewarded in backgammon. That hard work and patience and discipline is rewarded. I think that's one of the reasons why you should teach kids backgammon. They get to learn about expected value and that hard work pays off, just like in life. I think it's moral if you teach your kid to gamble in a responsible way because that's what life is. I'm gonna teach my son to gamble because he needs it. He needs to think rationally about things and be able to make good estimations about the future and not be a degenerate. So the first position I want to show you guys is probably my favorite reference position at the moment. It's from page 168 in Cube Like a Boss. I recently just rediscovered this position in my studies to play in the UBC. And even just in the UBC tournament, it came in handy several times. So it's a really, really useful reference position. So let's look at the board here. I didn't set up the entire position because I want to do it with you so that you can remember it. The structure is the following. So this is your home board. And this is your opponent's home board over here. Your opponent is trying to bring home the remaining 6 checkers here to bring them past our anchor. It's a late stage holding game. I like to call these positions late game contact. The structure is easy to remember because we have an anchor on the opponent's 4 point. Our opponent has 4 checkers on the 6 point, and his last point is 4 pips away from our anchor. So it's like 4, 4, 4. This is the structure, 2 gaps. So it's not 5 checkers, it's not 3 checkers, it's 4 checkers. The rest of blue's checkers are just dumped behind the anchor. And it doesn't matter too much how they're placed, but we're gonna place them in the optimal way, more or less for blue, which would be something like this. That's the structure on this side of the board. Now, why this is such a useful reference position is that this is a borderline take if we have perfection. So how does perfection look? Perfection looks like this. We have a 6 prime, like this. Here we go. This is perfection. So with perfection, we have a borderline take. Any changes from here, we can navigate. So let's say, for instance, you have this position. It's a pass. This is not perfection. Let's say blue has one more checker here. This is also a pass because this is better for blue. Now he has more time to roll to bring those guys home. And if he does this, then he loses the market. And of course, if we add an extra point out here, easy take, because now there's a whole nother liability for blue here, and it's even 5 pips away from the anchor, and you still have 2 gaps. If you have this position, now it's a pass, because now there's just 1 gap. So there's so many variations of these positions where you can use your knowledge about this reference position to figure out whether you have a take or pass in these late game contact, as I like to call them, or late holding games. So that's position number 1. Let's go to position number 2. Also one of my favorite reference positions here. So now we're back in the middle game. And the middle game is actually usually very complicated. So that's why I like this position, because this is easy to remember and we can really navigate from this position. So the first thing is that your opponent has a 4 prime. And it's a very nice and pure 4 prime, like this. Then your opponent has an anchor here on the bar point, and our anchor is on the 1 point. So the anchor structure is that we are still all the way back and our opponent is all the way out here. And now the rest of the enemy's checkers are just on the midpoint. And we have a nice looking position here where we have the 5 point made, a spare on the 8, and the rest is just on the midpoint. So you can see this is rather easy to remember. The anchors are like this. We're behind a pure 4 prime, and we've got our 5 point made as well. So quite symmetric, the position. The only difference is that he came out here and we're still stuck back here. This position is a borderline take. That's useful because if let's say blue had this position, then oh, that's an easy take because now there's a gap in the prime. If blue had a prime like this, oh, this is a pass because now blue has more priming points. Or if blue escaped a little bit more, oh, that's a big pass because here it was borderline take, right? So now it's a big pass. Or if we have a better home board or have more racing chances, oh, that's a take. Yeah, so I find this reference position very useful as well. I must say that there's a chance that I didn't invent this reference position myself, because I remember Monte having a similar one. I just don't remember the details in his position. So I had to like reconstruct something, and this is what I came up with. So there's a chance that this is exactly the same reference position that Monte has been teaching. So there's a variation to this position as well. If you take these points here and you swap, and you have this position instead, this is actually a pretty, not a big pass, but this is a clear pass. So that means that this position is better for blue than the initial position. Even though white has a little 3 prime here. The golden point is really, really valuable. You could say if your game plan was just racing, then 18 point is probably a little bit better than the 20 point. But in every time that there's still priming going on, the 20 point seems to be a little bit better than the 18 point. So this is actually somewhat clear pass. Let's go back to the original position here. This is it. This is my second reference position I want to share with you guys. See you next time.